and your hometown guard for Voyageurs. At this time, I ask you to please rise and leave your hats, caps, and helmets to the flag of Ho Canada.
Big one. Cole Harbour plays the site for Game 1 of tonight's Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoff series between the Basin Armada and the V's Hockey Club. My name's Dayton Camo, getting you set inside Scotia 1 here at Cole Harbour Place. Two teams that have played each other all throughout the regular season, very familiar with one another, and they'll get another chance to write another page in the history books. We'll get your starting goaltenders here in just a moment. The teams will work their way to center ice. Alec Hugh McLeod will start between the pipes for the Basin Armada, and 200 feet from him, it'll be Max Reed for the Voyageurs. Braden Count and Lucas Van Polge's on the draw, and it's won back by the Armada. And we'll start away here in Cole Harbour. Cooper Makinen right away, taken away by Reed LaRue into the slot blocker, save by Hugh McLeod. On the far side, Van Polge sends it up through center. Redirected back into the Armada zone. Osmond able to pick it up. That one goes just wide. Count on the far side. He lays a hit on DeBay. And now out to center. Van Polge has a chance away, but Hall right there with him. Kicked offside by DeBay. He has to touch up. LaRue goes cross ice. Up in the center. Braden Count, a little toe drag move. He's put down to the ice by McNeil, and that'll be blown down by Hugh McLeod. So some great chances early here in this one for the Voyageurs. And they'll go right back out with the line of DeMille, Oivari, and Saulnier. Carew and Koharski at the points. This one's one back, picked up by Fougere. Sends it to the point, and that one gets by Carew. And that'll be an icing call. And we'll go back down to the Armada zone. As we pan down, you see all the butts and seats here at CHP. Getting set for what should be an intense and exciting series. Face-off is won by the Armada. Fougere dodges that hit there from Carew. 2-on-1. Backdoor for Hakala. What a save by Reed. Back from the point, Thompson, he lets a shot go, that goes wide. Todd on the near side will send his shot into the corner off a shin pad. Todd once again towards the goal. Reed's got it in the glove, and he'll hold on for the face-off. 18:41 left to go, and the Armada, with their second shot of the game, registered up on the scoreboard. We'll get set to the blocker side of Max Reed for the draw. Braden Count and Sebastian Surratt. And Surratt able to win it back, but Lachlan Ross gets that one into the offensive zone. And that'll be an icing call. They say he flipped it on the wrong side of the red, so back to the V zone we go. One other game on the docket here in the Nova Scotia U16 AAA League. The Fundy Thunder and Martello Buccaneers will start their series after being rescheduled a couple of times. Now Ross wins the face-off, sends it far side for Conroy Snow. He's in a battle down low. It's worked to the front of the net. Far side, Hackala will pick it up. He pokes it ahead for Fougere. O'Leary tried to pick that one up, ran into traffic. Cowan will pressure back out to center. Makinen sends a long pass in. Up for Olmstead. And now All. Sends one in, Reed out to play it. Back for Kaz Hillier. That one's played up for Morris. He dodges a hit on the far side. Back for Ayat, goes cross ice for Hillier and a flip out to center. Turned back by the Voyageurs, but not for long. Morris has got a chance into the offensive zone. He goes, gets by Pinot at the line. And now a long pass out for Chisholm. He'll backhand one into the zone from center. That one goes by Reed momentarily. Now brought back out to center by Keegan Morrison. He'll flip it into the offensive zone, and the defenseman's on the chase. But the Armada with a quick turnaround. That one's off the body of Cowan. It goes back for Osmond. And he'll look to gain some speed in the offensive, or in the defensive zone, rather. Osmond out through neutral ice. That one's chipped on the other side of the red line, and that'll be an icing call. Charge to the Voyageurs. So back down to the glove side of Max Reed we go. Face-off will be played to the blocker side, rather. Braden Cowan and Devin DeBay on the draw. One ahead by DeBay, but Kaharski able to grab that one, place it to the far side for LaRue. Cowan now off the boards to Hall. Jaden Hall up through center with some speed, and he's taken down on the far side. Cowan with his pressure will keep this one going. Koharski gets it back at the point. He sends it down low. Carew calling for a switch with Koharski, as this one's brought out by Todd. He floats one up to center. Taken away, but possession restored on the far side by Brady. Makinen sends it back in. Koharski will send a pass up for DeMille. DeMille driving wide. Finds Darcy Avari back to the point. That one tipped, almost intercepted there by Maidman. And sent back into the Armada zone. A big hit on the far side. That one laid by Kaz Hillier. And now Maidman once again up to Van Pol. Geese, a hit out at center will stop that play momentarily before it gets sent in towards Max Reed. He'll cover up for the faceoff with 15:08 left to go here in the first. Joel Hackala with Fougere and O'Leary on his flanks will face off against Kane Osmond. This one's won back by Osmond into the corner there for Morrison. Chipped up into the body of Makinen, back out to center. O'Leary will flip one back into the offensive zone, right into the glove of Max Reed, and he elects to hold on for another face-off. 14:48 left to go here in the first. Luc Saulnier will face off now for the Voyageurs. Loses that draw to O'Leary. And now it's sent far side. Bungay able to keep it in. He takes a bump. O'Leary played that one forward. Refs say no hand pass. Out to center. Hall stretches that leg back, but they'll call it offside at the line. And a face-off will come back outside the Armada zone. Osmond wins that draw back. This one's touched by Chisholm. Back for Jonah Carew, the captain, will set up. They'll play it far side for Lachlan Ross. He's able to get a touch on that and send it into the offensive zone. Bungay back up the wall. Intercepted by Osmond in front. Nobody's home for the V's. And this one pops back outside the line. Jonah Carew up for Ross. He tips it into the offensive zone once again. Kane Osmond behind the net. This one dug free. Ross gets his stick on it. And back out to center. Osmond once again goes over to Carew, who switches the ice quickly before a takeaway out at center. Surratt ran into there by a couple of V's. Chisholm will give chase now for the Armada. This one sent far side. Thompson lets a shot go. The rebound sits right in front. Chisholm and Kaharski tied up. And now on the far side, DeBay walks in. Glove save, Reed. And Hillier on the rebound. Throws it up the far side wall. And now in front, a chance taken away. Off the crossbar, Reed dives back, gets a piece of it, and it's underneath him somewhere. The whistle's gonna go. Oh my, Hillier gives a shove in front. Nothing will come of that. Hillier and Brady giving it to each other in front of the net there. DeBay making his way back from the front of the crease. A couple of new fresh pairs of legs for the Armada back out on the ice. They'll send out a whole new five. Cowan, LaRue, and Osmond out for the Voyageurs. Van Polgis, Maidment, and Ald for the Armada. They'll try and get something going here in the offensive zone. Van Polgis faces off with Braden Cowan. Cowan able to tie him up off the draw. At center, Osmond takes a bump, and there's a penalty coming to the Armada. Now on the far side, some extracurriculars. Reed LaRue getting into it with McNeil, but ultimately the Voyageurs off to the power play. And what a chance for the boys from Kohler Harbor here early in this one. Ross, LaRue, Cowan with Hall and Osmond at the points. Face off, one picked up by Ross on the half wall. Back to Osmond, they'll set up. Back down to Ross. Ross trying to go backdoor, and that one turned aside by the pad of Hugh McLeod. Ross back on it, looking for an option. Tried to center it back out top for Hall. Hall bobbled, but regained control. Backdoor. Ross almost got a stick on it. And now back down the ice it goes. Surratt giving chase with Hall. He's first to it. And now Osmond looks to gain some speed behind the net. Hall will take this one and start himself. Back up for Osmond right in the skates, but LaRue able to pick this one up and reset for the Voyageurs. And across the line towards the goal, and that one just goes wide. Osmond down for LaRue, in front looking for Ross, but intends to cycle it backdoor. And there we go. Reed LaRue gets the party started here at Cole Harbor Place. It's 1-0 Voyageurs. Reed LaRue, how about it? Short side, right to the top shelf. And it's a 1-0 lead here early at Cole Harbor Place. DeMille and O'Leary will face off at center. This one's won by the Armada. And they'll look to reset after giving up that early goal here in the first. Hakala, pad save by Reed. Back out to center. A swipe at it from Hakala, but the Voyageurs still with possession. Fougere trying to work his way through center. Fougere behind the net, centers in front. That one goes wide. Hakala picks it up, sends it back to Todd. Cross ice. Thompson unable to let a shot go, goes down for O'Leary. But picked up by the Voyageurs. Quickly turned back around. Hakala working in, shot goes off the bar. And that's out of play. We'll stop for a face-off here after that quick shot from Hakala. 10:55 to go here in the first period. It's a 1-0 lead for the Voyageurs after a power play goal from Reed LaRue. Face off to the blocker side of Reed. They'll turn that one aside. And this one's lifted high out of play. Face off will come back to the Voyageurs zone. DeBay and Morris facing off. Morris able to tie him up, but DeBay gets possession, sending it behind the net. Now Muse able to poke this one outside the line. McDonald giving chase. This one's sent back up off the rafters, so that'll bring us to a face-off. Back inside the Armada zone. Well, you want to get the home fans into it early. Why not score a power play goal less than 5 minutes in, or less than 10 minutes in, rather. And the V's have got the hot sticks right now. The Armada trying to tie things up. Back out to center. Koharski grabs this one, sends it far side for County. Backhands this one in around the goal. LaRue giving chase on Makinen. Far side up for Brady. That one off the glass. Carew taken down behind the net. And a chance out front. That one's picked up by Osmond and cleared out of the danger. And now Koharski. Alexa will keep this one going off the glass. Little fortuitous bounce out to LaRue, and he hits Cowan, but Makinen able to turn it back the other way. That shot goes off a stick, out of play. So 9:41 to go here in the first, and we're going to face off back down to the V zone. It's a 1-0 lead for the Voyageurs here at home. Solny and Vempolgis on the far side. Face off, won by the Armada. It's sent out to center. DeMille's on it. Gets to it first. Takes a bump, still on it. Drags one out from the corner. Now Ovar behind the net. Tried to center one out front. That's taken away by Pino. And now a 2-on-1 forming for the Armada. Hillier's got to get back. He takes him down. There's going to be a penalty called to the V's. And it'll be a holding call coming to Kaz Hillier. So just like that, The Armada will get a chance on the man advantage. They'll send out their top unit. Mackinnon and O'Leary will man the points. Fougere and DeBay will flank Hackala. The face-off won by the V's, and right off the draw, they're able to clear and get this one down the ice. Cooper Mackinnon from behind his own goal will start up, goes far side for Joel Hackala. Hackala right over the zone, saucers one to Mackinnon, and they'll set up. DeBay into the slot, Hackala turn aside, and the V's all over him out at center. This one's picked up by Snow. And he gets it into the offensive zone, takes a bump from O'Leary, but he gets the puck where it needs to be. And now Mackinnon back out through center to Fougere, trying to break in on the backhand. DeBay there, but Morrison to it first. Back at the point, Mackinnon and O'Leary play pitch and catch. The shot from O'Leary goes off a shin pad, and Mackinnon unable to hold the line. Mackinnon watched closely by Muse as he gives pressure in the offensive zone. Back behind Hugh McLeod. Muse will say hello to him. Now far side. This one's worked into the offensive zone. A shot off the shoulder of Max Reed and turned aside. Back to Maidman at the point. Down low, taken away by Koharski. And he'll get it to the far side. Back across, Maidman walks in off the bar. Now Ivari sends one down the ice, and that'll kill off the rest of this Armada power play. 10 seconds left to go, and Todd picks it up from behind his own net. Up the far side, almost intercepted at center by Saulnier. And now Hall watching Van Polges as he enters the zone. He's able to turn him around. And now Carew. Strip behind the net. They'll work it to the front. Pad saved by Reed, and the rebound is over for DeMille. He backhands one up the wall. Surrett drops back to the point for Thompson. His shot goes wide. Now Todd lets it go, unable to hold the line. There's going to be a whistle. Not sure what the call was. Going to assume something came up and hit the glove of someone on the bench, so that one will come out of the zone, back out to center ice. Surrett and DeMille on the draw out here at center, and it's won back by the Voyageurs. Jaden Hall out through center. They're going to say it's offside, so back out to center we go. Some more extracurriculars in the corner. Setting the tone for what should be a intense playoff series. Blake DeMille, Seb Surrett on the draw once again. But not before a new trio of Voyageurs forward come out and switch the playing field. Morris on the draw, he'll win it back. Pinot grabs this one, sends it around the wall for Chisholm, but Muse able to sling it back into the offensive zone corner. Chisholm tried to go up the wall again, but once again Muse is there. The third time he's finally able to get this one out of the zone. Chisholm ran into Auld behind the net. He's taken down there by Morrison. And a pass goes back out to center. Pinot will float one through. That's off a body. And picked up by Morris. Out to center. Far side for McDonald. He chips one into the offensive zone. And Pinot starts the breakout for the Armada. Cross ice for Seth O'Leary. O'Leary shot. Saved by Reed, and they'll turn it back the other way. Cowan will pick it up for the V's. And now It's sent into the offensive zone by Count LaRue, the goal scorer, back on it, behind the net. Osmond on the back door, goes off his blade. Now a chance in for the Armada. Their top line, Fougere, Hackala, and O'Leary back out there. But LaRue sends that one outside the zone. And the Armada will touch up for the offside call. 5:07 left to go in the first, and it's a V's lead thanks to Reed LaRue. Devin DeBay, Blake DeMille at center. And it's one back by DeMille. Koharski picks this one up, goes around the wall. Todd unable to hold the line, and it's into the Armada zone. Thompson has to go back for it, and got to be quick. Ovari's watching him closely. Stops up behind the net, but he's stripped by Ovari out front. And DeMille just couldn't find Solny on the back door. Now Koharski works it back. The V's are feeling it, you can tell. Now Todd. Far side, Thompson tries to lift one out to center. Intercepted by Saulnier, sent right back in. Now DeMille out front. Carew, gets a stick on it. Back for Koharski. They'll send one through. That's blocked by Todd. And now Ross tried to send one out front. Hugh McLeod tried to get the Hasek blocker on it, but he's unable to. DeBay works it out to center. Brady, cross ice. And the shot goes right into the glove of Max Reed. He's got it, and he'll hold on for the faceoff. 4:01 left to go here in the first. You're watching High Button Sports. If you're not at Cole Harbor Place tonight, well, where are you? It's been a fast-paced, exciting one here from puck drop. And the Armada have control in the offensive zone. Bungay down low for Van Polges. Tries to center it back up top. Bungay down low. That one's sent into the far corner. Cowan trying to work it free for the V's. Out to center, and Ross will flick one far side. Conroy Snow giving chase to Bungay. And now Cowan almost able to intercept. Maidman will work it back the other way for the Armada, but he's stripped by Conroy Snow. Cowan evades a hit out at center, and so does Snow down in the corner. Ross tried to send one back to the point for Jaden Hall, but it's intercepted. Snow's lost his net guard. He's got to go off. And now back on the far side, O'Leary trying to drive wide. Hall gets a body in front, and that's just enough. Maidman, though, puts one up and out of play. A whistle will come with 2:59 left to go here in the first period. Ryan Morris and Devin DeBay will face off once again here on the far side to the glove side of Max Reed. And out to center it goes, sent right back into the V zone, but we'll get another whistle for a face-off. This one will come back out to center. Now a quick whistle off the draw. That one drug free, but the whistle almost immediately after. So right back to the face-off dot we go. Morris and DeBay once again. Face-off won by the Armada. Will go D to D, and it's sent into the zone by McNeil. Koharski behind the net. He's taking a tumble out front. Reed gets a glove there and shuts the door. 11 shots, 11 saves, Max Reed. Playing one heck of a game here tonight. O'Leary on the draw, trying to poke it through the legs of Count off the draw, but he couldn't do so. Mackinnon will hold the line. Shot knocks the stick right out of the hands of Jonah Carew. And now the Armada try to go backdoor for Mackinnon. That one's blocked. Great defensive effort here by the Armada. Not sure who got a piece of that, if it was Kaharski or if it was Carew, but one of them did. O'Leary and Count. Face off won by O'Leary, but the V's will control. Out to center. That one tried to be flipped. And now Osmond, he's on the suck. He's trying to get one free. And now Count. Had LaRue lurking in at the top of the zone. And now a couple of Armada will run into each other. A little friendly fire. Hackle is injured on the play. He's hobbling back to the bench, while Reed LaRue centers behind the goal. Keegan Morrison. Send it down the wall. Morrison's got to backpedal as O'Leary sends one ahead for Fougere. Hall, first to it in the corner. DeMille sends Fougere to the wall. Centered out front. This one will exit the zone off the skate of Osmond, excuse me. And now far side, DeMille almost able to intercept. He does. Now Chisholm. In a puck battle down low. Worked free by Seb Surratt. Far side, this one's intended for Chisholm. Gets a stick on it, but turned away by the captain, Jonah Carew. 50 to go here in the first. Koharski tried to center one. DeMille. A weak pass out to center, couldn't be cleared. And now Surratt drops for Todd. 35 to go. Out front, and Ovari's got a chance. The V's with 3. And now DeMille. Try to go back across. He has Saulnier going towards the far side. Sent back in around the wall. This one escapes the zone, and Hillier will come out to grab it. And we'll have a penalty here. We'll see who takes it. Looks like it's going to be DeMille. So a cross check to Blake DeMille will send us to a Armada power play with 14 seconds left to go in the first. Snow able to backhand one down the ice. Hewan McLeod out to play it. He plays one around the wall, but that should do it here for the first period at Cole Harbour Place. Reed will turn it aside, and both teams will head off the ice through one period here at Cole Harbour Place in Game 1 of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Playoff Series. The Voyageurs lead the Armada 1-0. We'll be back for the second. You're listening to High Button Sports. Welcome back inside Scotia 1 here at Cole Harbour Place for period 2 of today's Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoff series between the Basin Armada and the Voyageurs Hockey Club. It's a 1-0 lead here for the Voyageurs through 20 minutes of play, but they'll start on the penalty kill in the second period. The V's and the Armada, game 1 from Cole Harbour Place. Period 2 is underway. Right off the draw, Snow able to intercept, but he works in offside. So face-off will come back over to the far side, or the near side, rather. Solnier and Hakala facing off here right in front of the V's bench. Solnier able to win it. The V's doing mighty fine in the face-off dot today. And now Reed able to snag that one and hold on for the face-off. Face-off won by the Armada. And a hand pass called right out at center. So another face-off to come, 19:28 left to go, 1:13 on the penalty to DeMille. Hakala and Saulnier once again, this time it's won by Hakala. And up the far side, DeBay with control, he walks into the offensive zone to set up. He finds O'Leary on the far side. Seth O'Leary down low for Fougere, but that one cleared out of the zone by Muse, and they'll set up once again in their own zone. Makinen tried to play one ahead. It bounced up, but O'Leary able to settle it down. O'Leary across to Fougere. That shot off the blocker of Reed, and it's cleared back out to the point. Makinen, shot. Reed's there. It's loose, but he's got the rebound. 14 shots, 15 registered now. And Max Reed standing tall on every single one of them. Face-off won by the Armada, back to Maidman off the draw. He tries to go back door, but the stick of Kaharski there to break that up momentarily. Now Aaron taking down, another penalty coming here to the Armada. That one's going to be Oivari going to the box. So back to the PK. The V's go this time a 5-on-3 for 20 seconds. Some extra room to move the puck around there for the Armada. But Hall, Count, and Kaharski going to do their best to keep this one out of the back of the net. Face-off won and controlled by the Armada. Maidman, far side, throws one towards the goal. That rims all the way around the net. And out of the zone, unable to hold the line, was Todd. Now up for Van Polges. He drives in on the backhand, flips one towards the goal. Reed gets the pad down, and now DeMille almost able to grab that one. And it's played up the far side by Hugh McLeod. Offside is touched up by Van Polges, and a face-off will come right outside the Voyageurs' defensive zone. No, they'll throw it all the way down the ice. Forced offside will bring us to the glove side of Alec Hugh McLeod. DeMille and Count, Hillier and Kaharski, the PK unit here for the V's. Behind the net, Makinen will start and hit on the near side. It's Hakala dumping it in. That one finds the glove of Max Reed. He'll hold on for a face-off. 17:49 left here in the second period. And 1:14 left to go on the penalty to Darcy Avari. A tripping call. Hakala wins that draw back to O'Leary. Up top, Makinen sends a shot through that's blocked in front. Now O'Leary down low, Fougere, top unit of the Armada back out on the ice. Hakala able to strip that one free, but he's peeled off by Kaharski on the far side. Hakala back around the top of the zone. Shot saved by Reed. And now Fougere goes cross ice. O'Leary walks. Glove saved by Max Reed. And he'll hold on with 32 seconds left to go in the power play. Hakala takes a shot. Nothing will come of that. Max Reed will see a face-off to his left. Four new penalty killers are come out here for the V's. Hall and Morrison on the back end. DeMille and Snow up top to kill this one off. Snow pressures O'Leary. Back up top they go. O'Leary walks down low for Fougere. Gets it back on the half wall. Cross ice for DeBay. A long shot turned aside by Reed. Now Fougere sends one. That one's well wide and high over the net. O'Leary now into the glove of Reed. He's got that. And once again, the V's looking like they're going to be able to kill off another power play or another penalty kill. 3 seconds left to go in the penalty to Avari. Thompson sends one wide of the net. Pinot sends it down the far side. This one goes well wide, high and around the glass. Chisholm tried to center one. It gets to Snow out front. And now Ross will chop at that. Snow able to get it into the zone. Snow evades a hit, finds Kaharski. He sends one towards the goal. That's wide on the blocker side. Carew's there. And now Snow in the corner. Tries to cycle it down low. Thompson gets a stick on it, but Ross almost able to slide it right between the legs of Alacu McLeod. Ross takes a bump. That one's up high. Ross right back to his feet. Carew now picks it up. They'll go up for DeMille out at center. He's got some room to maneuver, but he tries to send it cross ice. It's sent down the ice for Reed. And he plays it around the glass. Jonah Carew back up for center. Ross is flying. He's got one to beat. He sends it in. He'll head off for a change. Osmond back behind the net, trying to break this one up. Cowan now will give chase as well. Cowan gives a bump down there to the skipper, Maidman. LaRue takes it away, drops for Cowan. And now Van Polge's taken away. He drives in. Backhand, tries to chip it in front. Nobody home for the Armada. And Cowan will get this one out of the zone. Pass up ahead, tipped in by Van Polge's, and Kaz Hillier back to grab this one. He's tied up with O'Leary down low. And this one gets free for Ayat up the far side. An icing call will be charged to the Voyageurs, and we'll head back down 200 feet to the right-hand side of Max Reed. .525 gone here in the first. And the V's able to kill off a couple of penalty kills here in the early goings. Back from the point, long shot blockered away by Max Reed. And now Reed LaRue able to get it out to center. Ayot goes back with Aaron all over him. He lays a bump, but Ayot stays right with him. Up the far side, DeBay into the slot. LaRue intercepts, and they'll work it out through center. Reed LaRue works his way into the zone. Shot goes wide, count. First to it on the near side. Still on it, Braden Count. Down low for Osmond. He's pinned to the wall. LaRue tried to center it out front. And now the puck's worked free out of a battle along the wall, but Hall able to get it back down for Osmond. LaRue, penalty coming now. LaRue tried the Michigan. Reed coming to the bench. A possibility of 2 penalties here. We'll see what comes. LaRue's down. Hall and Aaron exchanging pleasantries down low. LaRue still slow to get to his feet. So Mackin and Carew will await the official call. It's right outside the official's half circle. So McNeil, the only penalty up on the board right now in what should be a power play for the V's. Excuse me, a 5-on-3 for the V's. What an opportunity for the Voyageurs to extend their lead here. 13:26 left to go. Carew gathers it up at the right point. Shot blocked in front. Hugh and McLeod's post comes off its moorings. They'll reset that. And we'll get right back to play. 1:50 left on the 5-on-3. Face off, sent all the way back down the ice. Back to grab this is the skipper, Carew. Starts back from his own zone across the blue, and he gets the red. Carew in the center, tried to go upstairs. Now Ivari pins his man to the wall.
And at number 2, Isaac Bucky, 2 minutes for 40. Time of those penalties is 6:30.
So Bungay and McNeil both with penalties at 6:30 of the second period. Ayot picks it up at the top of the zone, walks in just wide on the blocker or the glove side of Hugh and McLeod. Now Saulnier. This one sent down the ice. 60 seconds left to go here on the man advantage. Ayot sends it back into his own goal. Not sure who touched it last. Looks like Cooper Mackinnon's going to lead the flyby for the Armada. They're not sure. And just like that, we're tied here at Cole Harbor Place. .54 seconds left remain in the man advantage. The V's will have to reset and use this power play to their advantage. Maidment sends it back into the far side corner. Osmond pressured there by Maidment. He digs it free. Back for Thompson. Down for Hall. Pressured by Maidment. Hall looks to set up here for the V's. Kane Osmond with speed through neutral ice. Osmond still on it. As LaRue on the far side. Reed LaRue walks in, back door, and that one just turned aside off a stick in front. Ross. Back behind the net, still with it. Out front for Osmond, slap shot, loose in front. And that one's cleared. Osmond in possession of it, sent back out front. Both Armada out onto the ice. Thompson being ragdolled by Ross, and this one's sent out to center. Cowan trying to turn it back the other way quickly. Ross back up for Cowan. And he'll send Hakala down to the ice. And then taking a cross check from Hakala right at center ice, or right behind the Voyageurs net, excuse me. We'll await the penalty call from Hakala. Staying as far away from the penalty box as he can. But he knows he just cross-checked the guy right in the face. It's only a 2-minute. It's a surprise to me. So another power play here for the V's. Hackle in the box for a cross-check. Puck dug free. Ayut back out there. Tried to center one in front for DeMille. This one's kept in on the far side by Carew. Behind the net. Saulnier gets a body in front of that one, trying to dig it free, as well as Oivari. Now Saulnier on the backhand, trying to work this one up the half wall. And Halleck, Hugh McLeod's net comes off the moorings once again. We've seen that happen a few times here today. So Cowan and Van Polgis will face off. LaRue on the half wall. Gets back to Jaden Hall. He walks the line. Tries to dig it towards the goal. Hall, now Ross. Back for Kane Osmond. Sends one towards the goal, loose in front. Hugh McLeod gets a glove on it. And they'll hold on for the faceoff. 54 seconds left to go in the Voyageur power play. Face off down low. It's won by the Armada, sent down the ice. Reed out to play it. Goes up to Hall. Hall watched closely by Van Polgis, but the loose puck picked up by Braden Cowan. He's got speed up the near side. Braden Cowan up through center. That one's poked off his stick. Now Hall on it to Cowan, trying to center one for Osmond. And that one just a little bit behind him. 25 seconds left to go. LaRue picks it up behind his own net. Long pass out to center. Cowan couldn't poke it by his man. Long shot goes wide. Now Hall, once again, up the far side for Kane Osmond. He's stripped by DeBay, and they'll send it back into the V zone. LaRue. Out to center, ahead for Hall. Gets it to Osmond. He tries to drag one in through the slot. That one's turned aside. A long pass up ahead for DeBay. One-on-one with Reed LaRue. DeBay stops up, drags for Thompson. Glove save, Reed, the back door, and he's got it again. Max Reed, back-to-back, backdoor stops for the Voyageurs, and he keeps it a tie game. Face-off will come back down to the glove side of Max Reed. O'Leary, Hakala, Fougere, Thompson, and Todd at the points. O'Leary and DeMille will face off here to the glove side of Reed. And Max Reed once again gets the glove down, denies O'Leary in front. And another face-off will come right back from where we started. 8:33 left to go here in the second period. A tie game as we sit here at Cole Harbor Place. Saulnier gets it to the far side. Back across for Morrison. He chips it up through neutral ice. That one might have gotten into the bench. We'll get a face-off back down to the V zone. Face-off won by the Armada. Thompson elects to go down low to start the cycle for Fougere, but that one's taken away by Blake DeMille. Centered out to the slot. Ovari couldn't handle it cleanly. And now back down for O'Leary. Sends one high and wide around the end wall, and that one's out to center. That one goes the length of the ice, so an icing call charged to the Armada will bring us to an offensive zone face-off for the Voyageurs. 7:55 left to go here in the second period. Morris, McDonald, and Muse, Hillier, and Ayat at the points. The Voyageurs looking to regain that early one-goal lead that they held for a long portion of this game. McDonald tried to center one out front. Back to the point for Hillier. Towards the goal. That one bobbled by Hugh McLeod. The rebound sits in front. Cleared out to the half wall for Fougere. Back across for Hakala. That one's worked in offside. And a face-off back outside the zone. Van Polges and Morris will face off once again. Ayat will send this one out through center. Makinen and McNeil go D to D. This one's sent down the ice. No icing call. Ayat back to grab this one quickly. He turns off the pressure from Maidman. Out to center. Reed plays it back for Hillier. And now Morris. Back around the goal. Muse is on the far side, gets muscled off by Maidman. Sent towards the goal. Reed's got it. And once again, he shuts the door, denying the Armada of the go-ahead goal. Hakala and Saulnier wins it back. Shot turned aside by Reed. Fougere trying to cycle one back in front of the net. And now Reed gets a glove down. It looks like the net came off its moorings once again, and it did. So we'll get that one set back up. Hakala plays it down behind the goal. Carew. Pressured down low by Fougere, but he gets it up the wall, and this one escapes the zone. Ross leans into Hakala. And now a cross-ice pass for Kaharski. He's able to send this one into the offensive zone. Makinen will pick it up. He lays a bump behind the net. And now a penalty coming to Ross. Maybe a sell job from Mäkinen. We'll see if they take them both, or if it's just Ross that's going. It will just be Ross, and they call it a cross check. So off the draw, the Armada control. You never want to question a call as a commentator, but that one definitely in question by myself. Aaron down to the far side. Fougere lets a shot go backdoor. Reed gets the pad down, and they blow it dead. Face off won by the Armada, but the pad saved by Reed right off the draw. Hall trying to work it free. Aaron, cross ice for the captain. Maidman sets up shop to Todd. That one doesn't make its way to the goal, and Snow trying to work it out of the zone. But it gets back to Aaron first. Oivari now will swipe this one down the ice. And now Todd. Far side. Maidman finds O'Leary. He drives in, drops for Hakala, and Reed is there. .54 seconds left on the penalty to Lachlan Ross. And this one sent to the line. O'Leary gets a glove on it, holding the line. But this one sent down the ice by Hillier. Killing some precious time off the power play for the Armada. The next goal will be a huge one here at CHP. O'Leary couldn't cleanly gather that one up. DeMille sends a bump into Hakala. And now Fougere picks it up, goes to O'Leary. Cross ice to Bay. That one goes off a stick, out of play. And another face-off will come. .426 left in the second period. It's a 1-1 game here at Cole Harbour Place. 11 seconds left in the penalty to Lachlan Ross. Look for the Voyageurs to try and stretch this one and maybe hit Ross out of the box. LaRue with 6 to go. And now this one spun up around the wall, but kept in by Bungay. Down low, Chisholm first on it. Osmond out there to make this 5-on-5. Cound with a nice toe drag up ahead for Reed LaRue. LaRue with Cound and Osmond to the back door, but a good diving play by Bungay to intercept. Carew sends one to the goal. This one's played back up into the slot. Kaharski tried to play it forward, but maybe a 2-on-1 developing here for the Armada. Surrett. Reed gets a piece on the back door. They score. Chisholm gets the last touch. And just like that, it's a 2-1 lead here for the Armada in Cole Harbour. Can't fault Reed on that one. He got across. Looks like he got a piece of it. But the second chance knocked up over his shoulder. And just across the goal line, the Voyageurs got some work to do now. They'll look to tie this one up before the end of the second period. Morris giving pressure down low. He's able to strip the puck free. This one skips over the stick of Muse. And now Ivan Aaron out through center. Trying to drive in. Kaharski behind the net. Far side to Bungay in front. Aaron lets it go, and this one's picked up by Carew. Sent ahead for McDonald. But the V's unable to get control. Ayot now up through center. Now back ahead. Aaron sends it ahead for DeBay. He walks in. Pad save Reed. And the rebound is cleared. Muse trying to play it ahead for McDonald. No icing is the call. McDonald has possession behind the net. He's met there by DeBay. And DeBay will dig it free. Up ahead for Hall. He intercepts at the line. Turns Aaron back, and now Morrison goes up ahead. Oivari giving chase onto Thompson. He's the last man back, and an interference. No call there on the interference hit on Oivari. So the referee is looking to maybe keep their whistles in the pocket for a little bit. Morrison sends a shot back from the point. Hall towards the goal, and it's clear to the far side. Mayman up ahead for Van Polges. He's got one to beat. That's Morrison. But he sends it wide. McNeil towards the net. That one also wide on the blocker side. Mackinnon will hold the line. Glove save by Reed. And he'll reset here for the V's. A face-off will come back to the blocker side of the Voyageur goaltender. Face off on the blocker side of Reed. Won by the Armada. Numbers away. Snow working into the offensive zone, trying to drive wide, but he's muscled off into the corner. Cowan collects, trying to work it back. He takes a bump. And now Van Polges out to center. Hillier first on the puck. He flips it forward. Cowan trying to get it out of the zone. McNeil has to retreat out at center. Now McNeil drops back into the slot. O'Leary on the far side looking to pick it up, goes back for Mackinnon. Shot from the point. Reed's got the pad down. And now once again Mackinnon towards the goal. That's turned aside. Ayut tried to clear it. 35 seconds left to go here in the second. Ayut looking to get this one out of the defensive zone. They've got to do it quickly. LaRue on it now for the V's. He sends one up the length of the ice. That'll be an icing call in charge of the Voyageurs with 19 seconds left to go here in the second. In what has been a eventful second period, to say the least. Seth O'Leary, Braden Cowan on the draw. Now LaRue trying to get free. Couldn't get possession. Cowan now. Stripped by Hackala. He works his way over the line. O'Leary with a shot. And that'll do it for the second period of play. So it started as a 1-0 Voyageur lead, ends 2-1 in favor of the Armada. third period is still yet to come here from Cole Harbor Place. Dayton Camo saying stay tuned. You're listening to High Button Sports. All 20 miles, 20 smiles. It all comes down to this. Third period, game one of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League Playoff Series between the Basin Armada and the Dartmouth Voyageurs. Through two, it's a 2-1 lead for the Armada. A goal from Reed LaRue opened the scoring. A little mishap from the Voyageurs got the Armada on the board. And Chisholm, the man on the left flank, right now on your screen, has the Armada ahead 2-1. We'll get set for the opening face-off. The final 20 minutes from Cole Harbour, just about set to go. Face-off is won and controlled by the Armada. Worked in, pad saved by Reed, and he's got a man on the back door, and they score. And it's Auld finding the back door. And it's a 3-1 lead here early in the third for the Armada. They're getting together. The referees gonna talk this one over at center. No goal! Mackinnon looking for a call from the official, looking to see what they have to say about that one. Wow, so the official call on that one, missing equipment. Looks like Auld might not have had the neck guard on or something. Nonetheless, it stays 2-1. And what a break here for the V's. They're still in it. And we're back to a one-goal game. 19:51 here to go in the third count. And Surrett on the draw. Auld wins it back. He wants another try. But LaRue able to work it free. Reed LaRue sends one towards the goal, covered up by Hugh McLeod, and he'll hold on for the faceoff. Blake DeMille will walk into the face-off circle, head-to-head with Lucas Van Polges. And Saulnier, the rebound, pops out. And it's loose on the far side, picked up by the Armada. Unable to hold the line was Hall, but he gets it right back into the offensive zone. Giving chase is DeMille. McNeil picks it up one-handed. Gonna send it up the wall. Kaharski able to hold the line. DeMille gets his stick down. It's knocked free. Van Polges up around the wall to O'Leary. He's going to take a bump from Oivari, but able to get the puck back out of the zone. Hall with O'Leary all over him. Drops for Kaharski. And now he stops, spins behind the net. And now a chance in front of O'Leary. What a save by Reed to keep this one at 2-1. This one sent back down into the offensive zone. Saulnier able to get a stick on that one at center. Maidment, though, will walk in for the Armada. Van Polges towards the goal, and a penalty coming to the V's. It's going to be a hook, and the Armada will head off to the power play once again. Kaz Hillier going to take the call on this one. Face off won by the Armada. Sent back to the line. Todd holds the line, sends it down to Fougere. Fougere spun it back out front. Conroy Snow able to pick it up, send it to Cowan. Cowan gonna drive wide. He's gonna beat Todd to the outside. Cowan! And that one's just off the glove of Hugh McLeod. His net comes off the moorings, but they'll keep play going. And now Hakala back out to center. Back up top, O'Leary. Saucers one down to Fougere. Trying to find a lane. The look back up top for Todd. Across to O'Leary. They're looking for Hackle in the bumper. This one's played to Cowan. He's got some speed. He's got one to beat. That's Todd, and he drives it to the outside, but held out was Cowan. He'll head off for a change. 1:05 left to go in the power play for the Armada. Far side, O'Leary. Tries to flip it up through center. Weak pass, picked off by Darcy Avari. And he'll work it into the offensive zone. Avari pressures down low, strips Mackin into the puck. And he'll hold that one to the dasher behind the goal. Far side, Ivan Aaron will try to make a move. He's held up. And the V's will ice this one once again. 30 seconds left to go on the PK. Van Polgis up the far side. In through center, makes a move on one man and flips it well high and wide. This one gets back to Maidman at the point. Now Makinen. He looks to walk, drag. That one's blocked in front. Saulnier right in front. And now Avari pressuring Makinen. Hugh McLeod out to play it. Saulnier gets a stick on it. And now Avari right back into the offensive zone. Looking to spin it into the slot. Nobody's home. But we're back to even strength. Another penalty killed off successfully by the Voyageurs as Van Polgis walks into the slot. Carew with time goes off the glass out to center. That one's missed by Todd. Ross will give chase. Back out to center. DeMille. He's going to knock it forward. Cuts into the slot. Couldn't get one. And McDonald right on the edge of the crease will stop up as Hugh McLeod gets it in the glove. He'll hold on with 15:57 to go. And it's still a one-goal game. Morris and Surratt on the face-off to the far side. This one's won back by Surratt. Todd trying to work it around the goal. Chisholm, far side. That one goes through a pair of skates. Hillier will flip it back out to center. Morris trying to get there first. He does. He's got a chance away. Morris up top, but that one goes wide on the short side. McDonald into the slot. Pad save, and they score! Colton McDonald! Mason DeNike, tell me how you feel. The Voyageurs have tied this one at 2. Back out to center, just where the Voyageurs wanted to be. We're all evened up with 15:29 to go. LaRue sends one back into the offensive zone. Shot from Ayotte just goes wide. So the official call, McDonald from Morrison Hughes at 4:30. And Van Polgis given a bump there by Ayotte. Or Hillier, excuse me. Ayotte able to pick up the loose puck. And now LaRue back out to center. He's stripped and held on to, tied up at center ice. And now count. LaRue able to pick that one off at the top of the zone. He's stripped by Maidman. But good pressure from the V's will turn this one right back at center. LaRue in pad save by Hugh and McLeod. And Osmond will pressure down low. This one's worked up to Aaron. Ivan Aaron spins back, hits McNeil. He goes across for Makinen, but that one's out of his reach. And now a pass. Ivari calling for it. A 2-on-1 was almost able to develop there, but the Armada able to get back. Brady, far side for Ivan Aaron. He cuts into the slot, trying to work his way free. Saulnier stays with him the whole way. Back up top. Hall gives chase. And he's able to work that one free of the zone. McNeil has to spin back in neutral ice. And now a giveaway. Saulnier with DeMille. DeMille walks Saulnier in front. Pad save by Hugh and McLeod. What a chance for the Voyageurs. And now Aaron back in towards the goal. Hall gets a stick on it. Pad save by Reed. And once again, Max Reed stands tall, gets the pad down. What a sequence of events. Top line back out there for the Armada. O'Leary, Hackle, and Fougere. Koharski picks it up behind the net. He loses control of that one. Hackle will pick it up, send it back to the point. It goes through the feet of Thompson. And all the way down to Hugh and McLeod. Sends it to the far side. Thompson picks up. Ross trying to intercept. And now Snow. Back behind the net. And now Ross trying to drop for Snow. Back on it. Ross in his feet, backhands one towards the goal. It's loose in front. And it's into the corner. Todd plays one up the wall. Fougere trying to chip it ahead. Now Carew. With time, he sends one back down low. Ross trying to center it out front. But it's covered up by Alec Hugh and McLeod. 12:31 left to go here in the third. And we're all tied up here at Cole Harbor Place. Now out to center. This one's worked ahead by Fougere. Ayot stays with him. Hillier pokes it to the side wall. It's Snow who gives pressure down low. Hackle couldn't get a glove on it. He's in the slot. Snow's on it. Conroy Snow back out to center. He takes a bump. And now Ross, near side, able to chip that one free. Gets by the defender. And there goes Kane Osmond in to the backhand. Turned aside by Hugh and McLeod. And the stick from Pinot gets back and knocks it away from Kane Osmond. What a rush from 18 on the near side. I didn't know I'd be doing an Armada V's game at 7 o'clock when I got here this morning. But what a treat it has been. A little out-of-town scoreboard for you as well. The Fundy Thunder up 5-2 right now over the Martello Buccaneers in Colchester. And remember, the Moncton Thunderbirds also tied their series the other day against the St. John Vitoes. That one will head back to the Q-Plex on Tuesday for Game 3 before Friday at the GFE for Game 4. I'll be on the call for Game 4 in Moncton. But before that, we've got hockey left to play here in Cole Harbor. It's 11:17 left to go in the third, and Reed gets the glove down. Braden Cowan and Lucas Van Polges to the blocker side of Max Reed. Van Polges will be sent out of the draw. Maidman, the captain, will come in to take this. But Cowan wins it back. The Armada control. Makinen shot turned aside, and Osmond's away. He's got a break. Kane Osmond in all alone. Back, and he scores! Kane Osmond on the breakaway goes bar down, and the Voyageurs have regained the lead. It's a party here in Cole Harbor, and we ain't done yet. Back to center ice, the Voyageurs on top. And we've got 11 minutes left to go. Charlie Thompson plays that one back behind the net for Todd. Fougere goes far side looking for Joel Hackela, and a penalty coming down to the V's. It's going to be a holding call against Jaden Hall. So right as the V's take the lead, a power play will ensue for the Armada. Continuing the crazy storyline to this game one here in Cole Harbor. The face-off is won and controlled by the V's. They'll send it back to the point, but not out. Makinen back across O'Leary. His shot just goes wide. Bounces off the end of the dasher board. And across O'Leary. Shot goes high and wide. DeBay on the near side. Looking to send one into the bumper slot for Hackela. But now O'Leary back up top. Makinen walks, fires. Saved by Reed, and they score. It's Fougere on the back door, and we're all tied up once again. .49 seconds after Kane Osmond takes the lead. We're right back to square one. Off the draw, it's poked free by Van Polges. Gets it to the far side. Now DeMille back around the wall. Bungay's there first, but Saulnier able to poke it back to the point. Van Polges sends 1-3, and now a chance away for the V's. DeMille back in front for Ovari, but he can't get a stick down. And the face-off will come back to the blocker side of Hugh McLeod. Face-off is won by the Armada, sent around the end wall. Fougere goes cross ice for Hackela. They'll try to center one in front. That's taken away. Now Cowan takes a bump, but Fougere takes the worst of that. O'Leary back in front, saved by Reed, and now Cowan trying to work it free. LaRue pinches off his man on the far side. Hackela works back into the top of the zone. Glove saved by Reed, and he'll hold on for the faceoff. DeMille and Surrett in the face-off circle to the glove side of Reed. Puck gets back to Thompson at the point. He plays it across for Todd. He floats one in. And Reed able to get a piece of that one. Thompson once again will walk the line, but he's sent down by Snow. A chance for the V's if they can get this up. Kaharski tried to hit Ross, but turned right back away. Snow gets it into the offensive zone. Thompson tries to work it free. Up for Chisholm. He sends this into the offensive zone. Reed's going to glove it down and hold on once again for a face-off with 8:38 to go. Face-off won by the Armada, but it's Muse able to work it free off the draw. McDonald. And now back down low for McDonald. He's got the 2-2 goal. He sends it out front. Muse unable to get a stick on it. Worked ahead for DeBay. He's into the offensive zone. Devin DeBay stops up, takes a bump from Ayut. And the V is able to work it out to neutral ice once again. Hillier. As the Armada touch up, he spins back, goes across for Ayut. Up the wall, that one gonna be sent down the ice, but right on net. And Hugh McLeod forced to play it to negate the icing. McDonald giving pressure. Pinot stumbled behind the net. And now Thompson. Up the near side. Muse got a piece of that. Now it's worked up the far side by Ear, and he sends a shot off the blocker of Reed. Now Muse, once again, tried to send it back out to center. Chance away for Saunier to the near side. His angle cutting down, but he's able to fire it home! Luke Saunier, a 5-hole goal, and the Voyageurs lead again. .7:25 on the clock, and Luke Saunier gets the boys from Cole Harbor up ahead 4-3. Morrison chips it up the wall. Ivoire able to get this one out to Mill. Into the offensive zone. Everything's got to be simple and safe now for the Voyageurs. Behind the net. This one's played up the wall. Surratt looking up the near side. The Voyageurs almost able to intercept. Van Polges makes a move, but his shot turned aside by Max Reed. 6:49 left on the clock. So a final score from Truro tonight. The Fundy Thunder take game one over the Martello Buccaneers 5-3. And we'll see who comes away victorious in 6 minutes of playtime here. LaRue backhands one out to the top of the zone.
Unassisted, top of the goal, 12:35. Saunier unassisted at 12:35.
Behind the net, Osmond trying to dig it free. Up to Cowan. Into the slot, LaRue just wide. O'Leary behind the net, almost stripped by Osmond, but he's able to get that one to Thompson. Up for Fougere. That one poked up ahead, a long pass for Osmond. Turn back aside, Ayut, or Kaharski, excuse me. We'll send it back for Carew. Jonah Carew up the near side for Braden Cowan. That one is met out at center. Now Bungay off his skate, played it up for DeBay, but it goes back for Pinot. Long pass up ahead for Ivan here, and he works in, trying to get away. but he can't get the shot off. Good stick by Hillier. And now Bungay on the far side, able to hold the line. Morris trying to work it free. Now Hillier flips it high out to center. Saulnier, the goal scorer, will knock it into the offensive zone. Bungay first to it behind the net. He plays it back for Pinot. Aaron tries to play it outside the line, but Cowan able to intercept. And he gets it to the ringette line no further. The Armada able to turn it back. Cowan up through center. Oivari's got it. He's going to get that one ahead for Sonia. He gets dumped. No puck in there. But no call. And now Ayut trying to work up through a couple of bodies. And he'll send a bump on a McNeil in the corner. Ross delivers one as well. Mackinnon able to pick this one up and go off the glass and out. And that'll be an icing call. Charge to the Armada. 4:21 left on the clock. And it's coming down to crunch time now for the boys in blue. Alec Hugh McLeod will see a face-off to his blocker side. Osmond, Snow, and Ross out there for the V's. Osmond in the corner, trying to center one out front for Snow. He just couldn't get a good piece of wood on that. Snow trying to go back up top for Hall. Hall sends one through. That one almost fooled Hugh and McLeod. And now Osmond into the corner. Snow pinned to the wall, but he's able to work free. Puck comes loose. And now Van Polgis up ahead. But it's cleared out of danger on the far side. Kane Osmond will give chase once again. 3:40 left on the clock, and the Armada have to press. Now Osmond picks it up in his own zone. He's got speed. Kane Osmond down the near side. Tries to drag, but he loses that one. Maidman able to pick it up. Sends it up ahead for Van Polgis. Now Surratt in all alone. And a great play by Koharski to knock that one off the stick of Surratt. Face off to the glove side of Max Reed. 3:15 left to go. Saulnier and O'Leary on the face-off. Thompson, one-time drive. Reed's down, and he's got the rebound. Ivari looks far side. This one's played to center ice. Hackle in control. Up ahead, Oivari. Hakala to the front of the net. And that one's taken away by DeMille. DeMille sends one into the offensive zone. Now Hakala chips it ahead for O'Leary, but first to it is Jaden Hall. 2:20 left to go on the clock. The Armada have to start their push, and they have to start it now. Cross ice pass for Devin DeBay. That one's out of his reach, and Fougere looks to pick that loose puck up. Pinot at the point will toe drag. That one's into traffic. Fougere picks up the loose puck towards the goal. That one turned aside. Aaron will sling one back towards the goal. DeBay tries to center it. That one comes out front for Hall. It's in his feet, but he's got it now off the glass and back out to center. And Pinot gets dumped by Braden Cowan. And now Aaron takes exception to that. Breaks count stick with a slash. No call. And now back up the far side. Ivan Aaron walks in through traffic. Ran into a few white jerseys. And now Saulnier. He takes a little run out at center. This one gets back to Mäkinen. Empty net as Alec Ewan McLeod is off to the Armada bench. It's played far side for McNeil. He goes up ahead for Devin DeBay. Carew gonna slap at that. Now DeBay. Down low. This one gets out to Blake DeMille. He's got a chance. Saulnier towards the empty net. Turned aside. Up ahead, DeBay. Walks. 27 to go. Devin DeBay drops into the slot. O'Leary shot just wide on the far side. DeBay trying to send one back towards the goal. Seth O'Leary back up top for Cooper Mäkinen. Across, Thompson fires, back door. O'Leary couldn't get a stick on it. Mäkinen will slap one on. Olivari gets a leg in front. Mäkinen blocked once again, back door, and it's sent wide. The Voyageurs will take game one in a thriller here at Cole Harbour Place. And the V's victorious 4-3 over the Armada here in Cole Harbour. My name's Dayton Camo for High Button Sports, saying thank you for tuning into this one. It's been a thriller. And the Armada now with a stranglehold on the series. Once again for High Button Sports, Dayton Camo putting an end to this thriller of a hockey game from Cole Harbour. We'll see you next time.